And we're back, guys. Welcome to Tennis After Dark. I'm your host, Good Energy. Hope everyone had an amazing day. And we're going to take a look at Madrid in a moment, but I want to talk about these 125Ks in Spain, and I want to take a look at the men's side of things as well. King Carlos, the champion, eliminated by Rublev. That was an amazing win. It went 3 sets. What about Taylor Fritz taking out Francisco Cerundolo? That was an amazing match by Taylor Fritz. Rafa's done, right? Last time playing in Madrid, very emotional. But what do you guys think? Did Rafa hold on too long? I mean, I posted a survey I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and a lot of people said they don't care. They're not interested in the Rafa storyline. I mean, look, I'm not going to hold back on Rafa. I think he held on too long. I think he should have retired a couple of years ago. His body has just broke down on him right in front of our eyes, and it's sad. It is sad to watch. Him having to withdraw and pull out of so many tournaments. It's sad to see because here's what people have to understand: when you're a professional athlete, your body's not made for this, and we're literally watching someone like Rafa hold on way too long. I mean, look, I'm not gonna say it's as bad as Venus Williams. I think Venus Williams should have retired probably 5 years ago, right? I mean, and that's the thing with Venus is it wasn't that long ago that she was playing in slam finals, so her body has broken down very fast as well. But we're talking about Rafa right now. I just think he held on too long, and a lot of people, especially the men, they finally decided to speak up. A lot of the men were just tired of his antics. Take like you guys watched the Laura Sigmund Coco drama in New York City. It was entertaining, but Laura Sigmund, like, how dare you, like, abuse the service clock like that and act like you didn't do anything wrong? What type of Karen crap is that? Rafa, the male players, they've just got tired of his crap, taking all day on the service clock, wiping his sweat, just all the little things. And we talked about them in the past. The men are tired of it. And I just felt he hung on too long. He's one of the greatest of all time. When it comes to clay, he is the greatest of all time. We understand that. But he held on too long. What do you guys think? Should he have retired sooner? Look, it's his choice. He do whatever he want. We'll watch and tune in, but we don't like to see him losing like this. But nonetheless, guys, a lot of straight, great storylines. And what about Center withdrawing due to injury? Now, listen, he talked about how Felix just beat him last time on clay, and just his strong, powerful serve. Felix does have a powerful serve, and it's a great opportunity for him to do something because look, Phoenix, he's a great guy, right? Met him several times. He's one of the greatest guys on tour. Um, you know, I just think that Felix needs to come back in a major way. This is a great opportunity for him. I want to take a look at Spain, guys. It's 125K. We have Shimanovic taking on Chloe Paquette from France. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Now, Paquette, she'll probably get a wild card into the French Open. Maybe. I mean, she's got them in the past. I don't know if she'll go, and they may start looking towards some of these younger players to give them out, possibly. But does she deserve one? She's received them in the past, so there's a good chance she'll get one. We'll see what happens, but she's having a losing season, right? Last year she won 43 matches, and she's taking on Shimanovic, who I've talked about in the past, and I've told you guys this is the type of matchup here where Paquette is the favorite, but Shimanovic, she's been playing good, solid tennis, and she's a younger player, and she's beat Paquette on clay before. And I think this is a matchup here where Shimanovic is the underdog. I think she can win a set. So I like her to win a set. I mean, she finds herself here after taking out Tikhonova, who's a very, very good win. I do like the win Paquette over Renata Zarazova from Mexico, who's a really good clay champion. She won her first 250 last year. That was very big for Mexico. But I think Ivanovic can win a set. What about Mayar Sharif taking on Anna Bogdan? I'm glad they finally updated the pictures for these ladies. This is going to be a good matchup here. Now, Mayar is seated, and Bogdan, or is Bogdan seated? I don't know. Bogdan might be seated. But this is a matchup here where I like, I think Mayar Sharif, in this spot here, could possibly pull off an upset. Mayor Sharif is the underdog in this matchup. Bogdan is the favorite, and I just like the power. I mean, Bogdan's very versatile. She does have good short balls. She's very athletic, but her double faults can kind of get to her. I do like Sharif from the baseline. Sharif is good at mixing it up as well. She does have a good drop shot. I think Sharif can overpower Bogdan in a lot of these exchanges. So I like Sharif to win at least a set as well. I think she could also win the match. Sofia Kenin, big game Kenin, taking on Aston Kruger. Now, this is going to be a good matchup here. Now, Kenin has not looked good. And going back to last year, we talked about this how someone like Kenin, who fought so hard to get back inside the top 30, still playing 125Ks in late October, playing 250 tournaments in October. What is going on here? So now what happens is when she's injured, and we talked about the grueling schedule, we've been talking about it all week long, the grueling tennis schedule, how some players like Carolyn Garcia don't mind it, even though she's not 100% healthy. And then you have a lot of the top stars, especially in particular Elena Rybakina, that's been complaining about the schedule. And then you have players like Sofia Kenin, who's was just injured the last few seasons. She gets finally inside the top 30, and she's injured, still playing 250s and 125Ks. And here she is in a 125K because she didn't shut it down soon enough, and then players complain about the schedule. I tend to agree with Carolyn Garcia for the most part, right? And this is the reasoning behind it. If you are healthy and you can play, you're going to play. If you're not healthy and you can't play, you're not going to play. And we're talking about the elite players here. The players that have money, they've earned a good living, they have the resources. If you are not healthy, you have the option. There's the obligation for the master events. We know that, right? The big names have to show up for the master events. There's a lot of sponsors, there's a lot of investment. We need the stars there. There's an obligation to that. We know that. But the reality here is if you're healthy, you'll play. If you're not healthy, you won't play. So I kind of agree with Carolyn Garcia. Having too many days off, I never like that because you then start, and Eagles coach said it best, Tomas. He said it best. We're not tourists. We're here. We're here to work and do a job. We're here to work. But too much time off in between matches is just I never liked it. I don't like it. If I'm injured though, this is the catch. If I'm injured, I love it because then I can heal my body, I can rest and recover to make sure I'm close to 100%. But if I'm healthy, I hate it. I hate too much time in between matches. But here's the thing, with so much at stake, so much money, sponsors, endorsements, it gives you time to go over a game plan with your coach. It gives you time to really put together a good game plan to beat an opponent that you may be familiar with, you may not be familiar with. So it goes both ways. But I think overall, if with the changes they've made to the schedule, I think it's a good thing. I do think it's like, for example, take a look at Madrid here. So Madrid's gonna end on the 5th, all right? And then we have, Saint Malo, which is France, Buell, and the gang. They're all there. And we have Spain, 125K. They're all going to end on the 5th. On the 7th, we're going to start Rome, which is another master event, right? That's going to run to the 19th. Along with that, we have Parma in Italy, and we have France and Italy, which also those are week tournaments. They're 125Ks, 1 week long. They're going to run from the 13th to the 19th. Then we have Strasbourg, that's going to run from the 19th to the 25th. That's a 500. Here's the problem. So we have, and we also have the Morocco 250. That's going to run from the 19th to the 15th. So Strasbourg, where who's defending champion there? I wanted, is that Sloan? Sloan's Sloan won Strasbourg, right? Or was it Svitolina? I want to say it was Sloan, right? Didn't she beat Svitolina? I want to say it was Sloan that won that, but it was I think it was a 125K, right? Or was it Svitolina? It was one of them. But I could take a quick look right quick. So I don't think it was a 500 last year, though. I'm pretty sure it was not a 500 last year. Yes, Svitolina did win it. So Svitolina won it last year. Actually, I think she got revenge with Sloan last year en route to that championship match. Yeah, okay, she beat Blinkova last year. So, but all right. But anyway, let's get back to the point I'm trying to make here. So we have Strasbourg that's going to run. We have Morocco that's going to run. That 500 is going to run right up to the French Open. Now, I say it all the time. What happens, and this is another good point about scheduling. What have we seen? Take a look at last year at Wimbledon. Iga Swiatek, what tournament did she pull out of? Where what's her face, Bronzetti ended up in the championship match with I want to say Katarina. What do I say all the time? When you have these tournaments that run right up until the start of the slam, these players withdraw from those tournaments because they have so much media obligations, and we're talking about the stars here. They always withdraw to these tournaments. They say they're injured, and then what do? They go right to the slam, and then they're doing press, they're doing charity matches, just like they weren't injured because they're not injured. They have to withdraw from these tournaments with reason, and they have to get to the slams. So these tournaments that run right up to the slams, they're normally not good. So that is an issue with scheduling. And when I say not good, it's a scheduling conflict. So it's not good for the timing for the stars because they have to be there. And you see this happen. Not only do a lot of these players withdraw from these tournaments, a lot of them they ended up losing to lesser competition, and you're like, okay, what's going on here, right? We're not going to get into that too much, but the reality here is it's something to think about. So Strasbourg, Morocco, they're going to run right up to the French Open, which starts on what, the 25th, right? And what do you guys think? All right, what do you think? So should they do something with these tournaments that run right up to the majors? Because that is a major concern. That is a serious concern. Because again, if Iga goes deep, and which I don't even think I don't see Iga playing Strasbourg, but Svitolina will, and she's a defending champion. She's going to be seeded at the French Open. If she goes deep, what happens? Now, personally, I do see someone that's defending their title like Svitolina, who is, I mean, she's still a household name, but she's not where she used to be. I do think she's probably playing the best tennis she's played her entire career now. But in terms of a bigger star, I don't know, because you have players like Coco, Rybakina, and Iga that have all kind of taken her shine. But I could see her finishing. But what if someone like I don't see Rybakina playing Strasbourg, by the way. But what if you get another top 10 player like someone like Dasha? I could see her, who's, she's still a household name, right? I could see Dasha playing that tournament. I could see someone like Elena playing that tournament. What do they do? Do they start withdrawing? I don't see any of the elite stars. I don't see Coco playing Strasbourg, even though she probably should. I don't see Rybakina playing it as much as she's been complaining. I don't see Iga playing it. I don't see Sabalenka playing it. I see Ans playing it, right? What about Ans? I see Sakri playing it. What do they do? Do they withdraw? So scheduling, again, another big issue. But let's take a look at this match here. Sofia Kenin taking on Kruger. Sofia Kenin's a 2-1 underdog. Sofia Kenin should win that match. Come on, Kenin. I like Kenin to win at least a set, so that's the pick there. Some quick picks there, and let's get to the main event. We have Madison Keys and we have Iga Swiatek. That is 2-1. I'm gonna link my prediction video where I gave that out, and so here's the thing. So that video that I posted there, pretty much, I don't know. I think $1 won like nearly $20 to $30, right? So I had a lot of people, well, not a lot. I had one or two people just talking trash, right? So I had given you really solid picks. This is when I'm giving you underdogs, really good picks, winning 80% consistently. And I gave a pick video where, like, I don't know, out of five picks, like one of them lost, right? So it's still like 4 or 5. This guy's talking trash. I said, okay, I'm gonna show you how this really works. So I did a video where all the picks won, right? And I can do that consistently. But again, you guys got to show more love. You got to donate. Otherwise, it's just, whatever. And then he's like, oh, I apologize. Yeah, well, you should apologize because the good stuff, the really good stuff in life, look, you get what you pay for. That's just how it is. So I just wanted to prove a point. So I did a video, and I did it quick too, where all the picks won. So I'll link that video there. But nonetheless, sometimes if you get me mad, then I'll show you what I can really do, and I'll show you how this thing really works. But the reality here is, this is a matchup here where Madison Keys, she can beat Iga Swiatek. She really can, guys. Madison Keys has a powerful kick serve. She has a strong forehand. The only thing I don't like about Madison Keys, in a matchup like this, I know Madison Keys, I know her game very well, is Iga Swiatek. She wants to attack the backhand down the line. And the problem with that is she's going away from the forehand of Madison Keys, and Madison Keys is going to be on the back foot. She's going to have to twist and turn. On hard, I think Madison Keys would beat Iga Swiatek the way she's playing right now. I think she would beat her pretty easily, to be honest with you. And when I say easily, I mean in straight sets. On clay, though, this is where Iga's footwork benefits her greatly. Iga's footwork on clay, it's superior to most players, and this is how she's able to get away with making mistakes. She hasn't necessarily looked as dominant, especially with Beatrice. I thought she got very complacent, and Madison Keys has got a lot more power than Beatrice Haddad. She's got a much better serve than Beatrice, and she's got a deep ball. I say it all the time. Beatrice plays her best tennis inside the baseline, and so does Iga. So that matchup was a clash. It really was. And we saw Beatrice get the best of Iga in the first set, but we saw Iga's footwork inside the baseline take over in the second and third set. Madison, for her to win this match, she's gotta extend the balls past the baseline. She's got to play the lines and beyond the lines. She's got to use her high bounce, get Iga Swiatek backed up behind that baseline to where she's just returning and she's not a threat. She's got to keep the deep balls in rotation so Iga can make mistakes. If she cannot do that and take control of these rallies early with her range and power, then Iga's just going to run circles around Madison Keys. With that said, guys, I do think Madison Keys can win a set, and I do think she can beat Iga. The pick here is going to be for the first set to go under 9.5 games. That's going to be the pick. And get your popcorn, because I think Madison Keys, she's going to play probably her best tennis. She's going to have to play her best tennis in the first set, because Madison Keys, I do not think Madison Keys plays well from behind. If Madison Keys loses the first set, she's not going to win this match. Now, we saw her do it against Ons, where she got bageled. But the difference with a matchup like that is I felt Ons and her stamina wasn't that great this tournament. I saw Ons get really tired in a lot of matches, but she was hanging in there. Whereas that match against Ons and Madison, Ons just ran out of gas. She really did. And Keys does have the power to really frustrate Ons and put her on the back foot. I don't think Keys has, if you combine with her playing from behind, I don't think she has the game plan that's going to really frustrate Iga. So she's going to have to win the first set. But I do think the first set goes under 9.5. Elena Rybakina taking on Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka, despite Rybakina's success lately over Sabalenka, Sabalenka does still own the head-to-head in this matchup. She still is the bigger sister here, and she's shown that. Now it seemed like they've become really close, and they've had some weird matches. I'm not really gonna go into them, but I watch all of these matches, especially these two in particular, and they've had some very weird matches in the past. They're very friendly. They're very buddy buddy, and this is a matchup here where the serving edge is going to go to Rybakina. She's going to have the serving edge. She's got the more consistent serve. She's got the stronger serve. Yeah, a lot of people might not think that, but Rybakina's got by far the stronger serve than Sabalenka, and it's much more accurate. Rybakina makes a lot less mistakes than Sabalenka. Sabalenka, and I've talked about this previously, a lot of people don't realize that she loses a lot of matches. Sabalenka doesn't have this amazing win percentage like Iga on clay. Sabalenka, out of all the top 10 players, she's pretty green on clay. She's come on as of late in clay. We've seen her in a lot of the German finals on clay, and we think that she's this great clay player. She's really not. She's a good, solid clay player. Let's not take anything away from Aryna, but she's not a great clay player. And combine that with the fact that I think she's going through a lot right now. She gets very frustrated, which she has dips in her level where you see her, she's broken easily, and combine that with someone like Elena Rybakina that can play from behind, that can dig herself out of a hole. I think Sabalenka has to win the first set to win this match. She really has. She has to win the first set to win this match, because for her to win two straight sets against Elena Rybakina, it's going to be tough. And I do think Elena Rybakina wins the first set. I think she sets the tone. Arena's been starting slow a lot lately. And I think she's going to start slow here again. I like Elena Rybakina to win the first set of this match. And I think she will win the first set. Can Sabalenka win the match is going to be the question. Here's the thing with Sabalenka. She is mentally tough, and we have to acknowledge that. I think she's a much different player than the last 2 or 3 years. She has shown that she is very mentally tough, and she can come back. Elena Rybakina has also shown dips in her level, where if she gets broken sometimes, she'll kind of ride the set out. Elena Rybakina shouldn't be here right now, guys. She shouldn't. Now, I did say that I do think the only player in this draw, or players in this draw that can beat Iga, is Madison and Elena Rybakina. Those are the only players I felt that could beat Iga. Madison's playing Iga. We're going to see what she can do. But Elena Rybakina, I feel, doesn't deserve to be here. I felt she should have lost that match. And you know what I say? When a player wins a match they should have lost, they're probably going to lose the next match. I felt Elena Rybakina, she stepped up when she needed to, and let's just blame Yulia, okay? She was up 5-2. She should have won that match. She was up 5-2. She should have won the match, but again, she's too much of a hothead. She can't control her emotions. She should have won the match. But Elena Rybakina showed toughness mentally and physically. We saw her coach just chew her out. But at the same time, I mean, her coach, Stefano, he's one of the best coaches on tour. By far, I'd probably say he's the second best coach in the business behind Thomas. He's got to be. He's got to be. He's got to be the second best coach on tour, without a doubt. And when it comes to in-match adjustments, I think he's the best. You know, I think he's the best coach on tour. What do you guys think? I think Elena Rybakina's got the best coach on tour. I think so. The way they adjust their opponent it's insane. It's coaching, and you can see him. He's watching the game. He's very analytical. He sees what the opponent's strengths are. You can tell he watches a lot of film. That's what you pay a coach to do. Okay? That's what you pay a coach to do. Your coach has to know your opponent inside out to give you the best chances to win. And I think he does that for Elena Rybakina. So I do like Elena Rybakina to win the first set, but don't count Sabalenka out. She's mentally tough. I could see it going three. In fact, if Sabalenka wins, she's gonna have to win it in three because I do think Rybakina wins the first set. Those are the picks. I like Rybakina to win the first set. I like Iga and Madison Keys to go under 9.5, and then those other challenger picks. You can go watch the video again. But enjoy, guys. Those are the picks. Long video. Again, we're gonna get back. I'm going to start covering a lot more news. I'm on Twitter, Tennis in a Minute. You can go check that out. I'll be more active on there. I really don't have a lot of time to be on all these social media sites. That's a job in itself, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna start posting more videos on the Instagram as well. That's also Tennis in a Minute. But the Instagram algorithm, it's funny. You have to do the shorts and all that stuff. You know, it's all this stuff is computerized, and you have to really follow what the algorithm wants for them to promote your stuff. So it's a bit of a joke, but it's all computerized. It's not even people controlling this stuff anymore. But I'll be on the Twitter. You can find me there. I'll start doing solid picks there on the Twitter eventually. And stay tuned, guys. I actually have a studio. I don't even use that, but I do have a studio as well. So I'm working on trying to get that up and running. But nonetheless, guys, tennis in a minute. Enjoy the video. We'll be back. Comment below. What do you think, guys? What do you think about the tennis schedule? The 500s leading up into the slams, do they need to just do away with that? Because again, you have players withdrawing from those tournaments, faking injuries. There's a lot going on. I don't even want to talk about that right now because it's going to cause it's there's just so much going on with these schedules, guys. I don't even, I think most people know, but some people don't, and we'll talk about it later. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night.